All right, so you've seen so far how to create the hairs from the polygon meshes and different types of surfaces, but now we're going to talk about how to generate hairs from curves. So please bear with me here. Imagine this is a young girl and we want to put bangs on this character's face, even though he is modeled like a man. Let's go into the side view here, and I'm going to use my Create Pencil Curve tool to create some bangs that are going to come out and flow on his head here. Now, we're going to try to, let me see if I can, yeah, that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to duplicate this and trying to think of the easiest way to duplicate this. Let's see, we'll just duplicate and I'll rotate this. I'll duplicate this one and rotate it back. So we'll just make some modifications to these as we tweak this out. So I'll rotate this one and then put one in the middle. Okay, now these are way off, and I'll show you how we can edit these, but this is going to look really goofy. So here we go. We're going to take our curves, collect them in order. This is kind of like lofting a surface from curves. And we'll go to Shave, Create New Hair, but this time we're going to choose one of these SP presets, which is a spline hair system. So we'll just choose blonde just because it's easier to see on this surface. And there you go. We've created now a hair system that is now using those curves as the shape of it. So if we want, we can modify our curve by going into the control vertices here. We can pull these in just like this. So this would be a neat way of adding. Let me just go back into the vertices here. We could add some shape to our existing hair by creating one of these little pieces. And the way you would add bulk to this hair, because right now it is, I'm going to use my up and down arrows. Right now there's not a lot of bulk to this. And when I mean bulk, I mean volume, right? It's very thin plane. But what we could do is add some bulk by using the multi-strand and increasing the hair count. So here's what we have by default. Let me select the hair system. Again, pretty flat. We could probably go in and add a little bit of volume by pulling up these points like this. Okay, and you could just play with this for hours. That's what I meant when we first started this training kit, that you can have a lot of fun with this. Now, it is connected to these curves, so if I rotate this back, you notice it does stretch open that system. So you could animate those and create some interesting systems like that. But if I increase this hair count, that's one way I can get more hairs. And I can also go down here to the multi-strand, and we'll increase these. And that's just going to, let me splay out the tips a little bit. Just going to create a lot of volume for hair there. And so that's how you would go in and create yourself a set of bangs. Now, you can extend these curves, but I would be very careful if you start to get into a situation where you want to delete these curves, because they're still going to be connected. Oops. Let's see if I can select all three here. Wants to grab that bone, so let me just jump over here to this angle. And we can just scale these down. So you can create long hair and just different hair systems like this. All right, let's take a quick render of this. You'll notice that it does render pretty quickly. Okay, so I have a lot of specular on there, but you can tell we've got lots of fine hair, and they're all along that surface. So that's how you would go about creating a hair system based off curves. Next, we'll talk about using this type of system with dynamics.